And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alien Spaceship stream. You could be watching from anywhere around the country or the world, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Coming to you from the Spaceship Studios from a galaxy far, far away. Alright? So, I'm going to be switching over to the other side now. Let's go here. Okay. Alright. Hello, it's Alien Spaceship. I hope everybody's having, as I said, had a good day. We'll be getting right into the things that we do on the stream. Alright, so today with regarding trials, we were watching The Appeal, that one, and we're going to watch, it has a name to it. I know his name, Slever, or something like that. He's trying to get trying to get an appeal for his death sentence, also for his sentence in general. So I think that was pretty cool what we were doing. Oh, wrong thing. We had a good time with chat today. So we saw that one. Then the other trial, the Link trial, the Daisy Link trial, there was some drama going on because of the mother allegedly seems to, or somebody, also her, like a kid mentioned, someone's kid was watching the trial on YouTube and Facebook. So there's been an alleged situation where people were watching a trial when they weren't supposed to, and then this caused a showdown in the courtroom. So today, it was quite wild to see that. Yeah. Now, we will. I saw a little bit of Ellis today. I was watching some of that this evening. I wanted to see some of that trial, and I did. So it was good to finally get to look at it because the other ones they're not really televising the trial. They're just kind of showing bits and pieces of it. They're not really streaming the whole thing, or at least in the ones that I watch. So that's why it was good to see it before I got here. Yeah. Now going to launch the game. Let's go here. Well, not here. It's kind of like a. Which one is this? Oh, this is like a different version of the view, but it's this one. All right. Okay, now the game is launching. Here we go. It'll take its time. Let's go here. Alright, so now what's happening is the game is taking its time doing its launch. And it is now lifted off. That's great. Oh, hello, Joyce. Good evening. Great to see you. Not me jamming out to some limp bits kit just for an hour or so. Oh yeah, it is nice to have you here. I remember yesterday you were over at the camp. There was like a your kid was at. I remember that the other day, and now as we're in the game and we just started the live just a few moments ago, so I got here a little bit later. So yeah, I was watching Ellis. I remember we were seeing that earlier. I thought it was interesting to see I saw the defense and I saw the state give their points, and Yeah, I think completely. Although whatever they're thinking the cause of it was, it's still unexcusable behavior about what happened. You can't just go and start stabbing people like that. Boy Scouts meeting. Okay, okay. Yeah, because I think of like a camp, but it's Boy Scouts. Kind of okay. I get it. Yeah, I remember sometimes the people can get a little bit irritating from what you say about it. So yeah, definitely could be pain in the arse. Although I'm not familiar with those type of meetings. I know about meetings like that, but I've not been to that specific type of Boy Scouts. You didn't get to finish all the closings, okay? Oh, okay, okay. And then there's other parents that are there that can be annoying. From what I'm hearing, and yeah, I think it's important to. Oh, with other parents, that's what I was going to go on. With other parents, they can be have their own personalities, kind of like people in a chat. But I'd say that our group, we get along pretty well. That's a cool thing with the internet where you can get little groups of people and hang out. But when you're not, like, although in a chat room it's similar to being in real life to some extent, but there's people that are uh, to love from a distance or just be a distance from in general. So yeah, I it's always good when those things can be as quickly as possible. Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, it reminds you of a teacher faculty meeting. Although I've not been to one. I've not been to one, but I've been in the room, but not like while they were having one. A lot of times they would talk about me. Kind of like it's it's quite funny. So Joyce said they do have camps on weekends, though. It was tension between them, the mothers. It was awkward. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like a couple of hens fighting each other. Yeah. It's tension that you can just, even if nothing bad is happening, you could just sense it. You know, it's something could be sensed. And yeah, not everybody gets along, and then put them in a room. It could be even more unsettling. So yeah, I I think Boy Scouts is good for kids to learn those things. The camping skills and stuff. I know it's not camping, but uh, the type of outdoors skills that they would learn and whatever else. I'm not even sure exactly what everything they learn. I've never done it, but it seems like it's good skills. Joyce said it's like being on the View, and I didn't want to be on the panel. Oh yeah, Moki and Mary Toodles wouldn't want to be there either. Yeah, it's kind of like being put on the spot in the spotlight. You don't want to. Yeah. So, and there's some people in a group in situations like that where they might just try to egg it on and like point out the person that doesn't want to be there, like to involve them in the conversation. And then it kind of is a little bit of a jab, to make the situation even more awkward. I think it reminds me of field trips. That's what it reminds me of. So there are situations where there's like field trips, and there's like parents that are talking, and it could be a similar type of situation. That's the thing I could compare it to, and it reminds me of a parent-teacher meetings. That could also be interesting. It's like kind of, from what I heard about parent-teacher meetings, it's like a chat room, similar to like what we talk about. But and I'm thinking to myself, what's that have to do with anything? But they were trying to get to know the parents. Yeah. You know, the Boy Scouts. I know it's a something that goes from things that have probably been doing for hundreds of years. Yeah. Like for instance, today in the chat, it got feisty in the courtroom when somebody was looking at a certain trial chat stream, And that was something interesting. Ah, yeah, the things we do for kids. Yes, and shout out to you parents. You know, y'all do a lot for the children. Y'all's children, y'all do a lot, and you know, kids will appreciate it as over time. I would think, even if they don't always like what parents do, they do what they want to was the best interest for their kids. So yes, the care for other people is good, especially family. You know, like today, I don't know. I was hearing different things. The mother watched something, a stream, and then something about someone's kid was watching the live stream of the trial. So that was a combination of things, and they're basically probably in one of the trial chats from what I was watching the TT Trial TV live, and they were talking about that it was our stream that they were referring to, and it's always law and crime. Like, there's an incident that happened in the past similar to that, and I mean, they always have to either take a jab at us or give our channel a shout out when something doesn't go right, and yeah, we then a showdown happened in the courtroom. That was entertaining, and we're watching it all together. And I saw it when it first started this morning, but I didn't get to chat with you all until much later. It was so nice to. It's always nice to see the group hanging out with each other. Oh, D Sauce, buddy, it's great to see you, man. I will always enjoy your company as well. And shout out to you, man. So, yeah, today, that was, I don't know, I think you were there. You were there with us when they figured out that somebody was looking at the trial and they weren't supposed to. Yeah, that was epic. That really was epic. And everyone was saying in all these different chat rooms that the judge was incompetent. Joyce said they assumed that the kid was Daisy's mom. And they thought he's seen it. Just mom, it was I see your stream and they were watching. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for clearing it up what exactly happened. Because there's all these different things that I'm hearing and seeing in the chat, and it's good to get it cleared up because information could get skewed. Oh, hello, Matt. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the chat. All right. So going this way. All right, and we are. Oh, the minor was supposed to testify. Oh, that would completely mess up the testimony. All right, the Kraken has been defeated in the game. So, in the game, they added the Kraken, and some players are fighting it. Matt says Daisy's mom's got it going on. Yeah, definitely. That's true. You signed the divorce papers from the judge yet? Well, personally, I have. I was gonna get around to it uh, later on. I was going to do that earlier, but had to do it a couple hours from now. I'll do it. Scared. Yeah, but the truth is, she doesn't have it going. She's a Timu Sheen witch. Yeah, probably. That's what she is. So the so the kid is trying to testify. Well, that completely will mess up the testimony because I do believe in a memory of something like that happening, and it was important to know about that because they don't want people looking at the trial or any kind of media. I will say it's good for parents to try to watch their kids in these situations to not look at trials online. No idea who that is. It's it's somebody that we're watching, and they murdered somebody that was their boy. Daisy murdered her boyfriend that was trying to attack her, and she used self-defense, and now she's on trial. And although her conduct isn't really liked, it's disputable if she acted in self-defense properly or not. People are like debating about it, and she in court today, there's the kid was with Daisy's mom, and they thought that he seen it and was talking about the trial. But Daisy gave her another chance. She made me dinner. Oh, oh that's good. That's good. Gave her another chance. Matt says murderers are jerks. Yes. And yeah, and there people were saying how the judge was not handling the situation properly. Like other judges would have handled it better. People believe. So yeah, that was some drama from today. It was quite funny. All right, now with this ship, I could go easier this way. All right, and yeah, the other trial I was watching is the appeal, and there is a convicted person on the stand, and they're talking about like when he violated probation, and when he filed probation, it was like, he went to Florida when he wasn't supposed to. Joyce says Charlie Kirk's birthday, and at some point would like to give him a shout out. Yeah, and I'm wearing red for Charlie, and yeah, shout out to Charlie Kirk. You know, he caused a very great movement amongst the college students and around the world, and everybody. I believe there are good people of different political views and different stances have all mourned his death, and that is good to know. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that you are, Joyce. That's good. Yeah, with Charlie, it was always good how he respected other people that he was debating, and I'm glad that he spread Christianity everywhere. That's an admirable thing to do. He always talked about God and his religion, and it's very messed up for people to want to try to, people to celebrate his death, or people that try to murder, people that wanted to murder him and that did, because he was not a bad person. I mean, even if somebody is someone you disagree with, people, as Matt said, murderers are jerks. We shouldn't doing things like that, because in a country that we have, it's important for people to talk about their opinion and have freedom of speech and be able to talk about what they're talking about. And the guy that disagreed with him simply could have disagreed with Charlie and then talked about it on his show rather than resorting to violence. It doesn't get anywhere, and those are the type of people that he would go and talk to. People like the person that murdered him. Like, he would have tried to talk to him. As his daughter said, I hope he has cupcake with ice cream today. Yes, absolutely. The best cupcakes and ice cream in the universe that he'll have. So he's in a better place now with the Lord, and he served his country, and he exercised his rights. And I appreciate the politicians and different people on the other side that gave their condolences and condemned the violence. When you have the media calling people Nazis and fascists all the time. You know, you'll have things like this happen, and we did fight World War II to take out fascists, you know, in World War II, and this is not the same situation. So, yeah, and Dsauce says, I had a burrito with water. And it is very, you know, important for the discussions to be continued to have. It's important for that to be continued so people can talk about politics and what they agree with or disagree with and their respective positions. And I think religion is very important. You know, it's essential, and I'm glad that he was also a believer that spread that information. D Sauce says I had a burrito with water. All right, so there you go. There he is, Captain Jack. I'm going to put this in the title right here. Let's see. Let's edit this. All right, I put the Charlie's birthday in the title of the stream. All right, and he's also having. Oh, and Joyce, that sounds very delicious with a chicken pot pie, burrito with water. Yes, I had a burrito last night at dinner. Yeah, a burrito sounds way easier. Yeah, yeah. So, and that was what Charlie did. He was, you know, we would talk about college campuses. Oh, you're welcome, Joyce. And at college campuses, it was very good to see how he was able to persuade audiences and how he handled people that he was debating, as I said that. And it's really cool, another sense, to have how if people don't stop talking, it will lead to more violence. So that's why I think that it was important for so many of these people to stand up against this type of behavior. If people, you know, end up like the dictatorships in those other countries, it's not going to really be the desired outcome that we want to have in the country. So to retain the republic democracy that the founding fathers gave us, we have to continue these peaceful discussions. And I mean, the his movement, I think, was enhanced. It was enhanced, and it was completely nurtured and grew bigger by what happened. It was very unfortunate. Another thing is that so many people are now reading the New Testament. People are reading more information the on his position, his platform, politically speaking. So that is another thing that the people that try to take him out didn't realize, is that all they did was make him more stronger and make his message go farther. Yeah. Well, that's good, Joyce. That's good. You know, cooking is a very good talent to have. Oh, hello, Moki. Good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. And you know, I am wearing red for Charlie. It is his birthday, and we're talking about food trials, a couple different things, including the Charlie birthday. You know, because it's his day. So yeah, it is so crazy what happened. I remember the day that we streamed, and that day that I was streaming we I was going to talk about the alien UAP conference that Congress had. I remember the night before, the day before, Moki was telling me about it at the Congress, the UAPs in Congress, that conversation, and I watched it. I remember I did a live stream because there was no trials on, and then at the end I went and watched that, and I saw it like when it happened, and I saw it again later, 2 times, and I watched it twice, and I was going to talk about that, and then one of my buddies came in. That's funny, Matt. That's funny. So we were doing our live stream about it, and when we did our live stream, I was given an unfortunate surprise that we were going to, that Charlie was shot in critical condition, and we went to go and talk about this coverage, and everybody came together, and there's people of different political positions. Everybody came together to expose and talk about this, and we had a very good stream about that. So yeah, and then we saw different conspiracy theories, and right now there's different conspiracy theories floating around of what other motives could have been, who was behind it, so that's also interesting to look and research on. All right, Moki says there is hockey tonight. Nice. All right, and as I said, I think with the perpetrators, their message, the message of Charlie will continue to be shown across the world, and people will continue to see the truth. I've been influenced by a lot of things that he believed in and said throughout the years. And it was a very unfortunately shocking thing, and many people were traumatized by the event, globally. And just seeing, one good thing I'll say is that another good thing about it, where seeing so many people come together across the world, that was another good thing to see, all over different countries and demographics. So we will continue to say our political opinions. We'll continue to say what we think and feel, and exercise the constitutional rights. And Charlie will never ever be forgotten. And Joyce said, people still being negative about Charlie, and I am doing my best to remain calm and keep my yapper shut. It's hard. Well, Joyce, and that is certainly a battle within that we all would struggle with, and because there's people that are extremely inconsiderate, that are very evil, that are, I said, just, they act like Darrell Brooks. That's who they act like. They act a lot like Darrell Brooks. And they have so much Timu brain cells that they can't even make a comprehensive sentence. So yeah, just like adults don't act like that, right? It just, the lack of respect and consideration. If it was a liberal person that was assassinated, that would not be good, all right? No one should be assassinated. And Moki says, very wise, anyone saying negative stuff hasn't listened to him in his entirety in context. Exactly, Moki. And I think that the media and the other side, not everybody on the other side, but a lot of people on the other side have been misconstrued with information. For instance, North Korea, how they only show people information that they want to have them see. And they're given a false perspective of reality, and I think the same thing is happening here with that side, with the media, I'd say, causing division between both groups, and they'll take something out of context that he said. Like, you could say, like, I could say, I think that fish are stupid that are abyssal fish, right? And then someone could take that out of context, because if they said the other part of it, because I understand that the abyssal fish can't go on the other parts of the water, or, upper where the light is. So they'll take it out of context. I didn't say they were stupid, but that the situation, if they were to go up to the light area, it would be stupid, and the way their design was for a different terrain. Oh, hello, Aaron. I am so glad to see you. And Aaron, I did get my sleep that you were wondering about. I eventually did get to sleep. And yeah, I welcome to the chat. So yeah, if they just take things what Charlie says out of context, like, there's been a lot of claims of him being racist, but he was certainly not racist at all. No, and he knew different political activists that were black, and he was for all people. And yeah, and as I said, the racist word or the fascist word is a hot button word, to make someone triggered. Yeah, so I do agree with you, Moki. Take things he says out of context. There's a lot of clips that have come out, Moki, that they'll take it out of context, definitely. And I hate when they do that, because this is how you know that you're right. Oh, okay, Lori. Thank you for being here and listening to us. Welcome to the stream. Yes. Right. We know it's not true, and I appreciate, Joyce, what you're saying, and I feel what I would do. I'm not a perfect person, and I think it's important to practice what you preach. All right, and the desired outcome would be where people that are against it can be open to seeing another point of view, and we could see their point of view too about different policies. And with Charlie, as I said, they don't want people liking Christianity. They don't want people following what he was doing, and he was very influential with the president, and they didn't like that, so they wanted to try to discredit him as much as possible. For instance, I played Charlie Kirk clips when we were observing that horrible day when the assassinations happened. It was like being in a nightmare, man. It felt not real. And it was traumatic for everybody. And he was talking to somebody about abortion with the black community, and he didn't want black kids getting aborted. If he was racist, he wouldn't, exactly. So the people there's another thing that we were talking about, either with this group or another group, where people that are abusers, they will do gaslighting, and they'll accuse the other person of what they're guilty of themselves. I think that's what Joe and I were talking about. And yeah, that's a lot of times it's a projection. And they'll take things out of context. Like, you could, and we know this from law, from trials that we watch, is that you can paint a picture of something that's totally different than what it really was. And if you can't defeat somebody by debate and that kind of nature, you know that if they're using these type of desperate tactics, they don't really have any ground of what they're standing on. All right. And Joy says, most get all their info from TikTok, CNN, do your research, people. Yeah. Oh, Rita, good evening. Good evening. And as I said, Charlie was very good to the people that he knew. People that I know of that knew him think the world of him. Very brilliant, very smart, and I think that he certainly could have been a president. But he was so witty and so straightforward. I like that, and he would ask the question like, "What is a woman?" And it was so humorous that you could see the people that could not answer that question, like what a woman is exactly. They just go, okay, now, and they just continue to talk, and they don't say a yes or no question. They just go on and on about things that don't even matter. Scared. Yeah, and yeah, I think personally, the people that were celebrating his, and happy birthday to Tom Farrell. Where is he? Yeah. Shout out to him. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy New Year. Happy birthday to Tom, it is great to have you with us during your birthday, and all the cake, all the birthday wishes are for you. And we were thinking about you during celebrating when you were born because you've always been. I've known you for many years, Tom, and it's been a ride, definitely. So I'm thankful. We're all thankful for you. You're always very kind. Always says it's good to see you, and always keeping the chat together. So yeah, and you're very good against trolls too. You're very good against the trolls because the. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. The trolls that happen all the time, they, and you're not afraid to confront them, and you'll tell them. You'll meet them in person, and they get quiet and don't say anything. So yeah, they, yeah, very good take on different cases. I'm glad he was born too. And learning about your state and the farmlands is really cool too. And talking to you about the rock bands, because we both listen to the same stuff. You're welcome, Tom. My pleasure. Yeah, so another thing is, and Tom, I appreciate you were there when we were having the Charlie streams. You did very well with that in defending him. I think that it's good there's more people to be like Tom out there. Yes, and shout out to you, Lori. Yes, I remember when it was your birthday, and we'll say also belated birthday to you as well. This is my one of my favorite months of the year because of Halloween. So shout out to you as well, Lori. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, it is a party on the spaceship for Tom. The pirate's about to dance. For Tom right here. All right, pirates are going to dance. See a pirate celebrating his birthday. Yeah, so even the pirate's celebrating it with Captain Jack in the background. Yeah. Well, we love you too, Joyce. The it's funny what she said. She said, "Tell Tom doesn't want to be like me. That's for sure." Yeah. Now, I think. Oh, not what I think. What's a true fact is that people who on social media, just to get the complete points across, is those that are on social media celebrating the death are immature. They're immature, and they lack empathy and compassion for other people. Right. And Lori says, "Thanks, Alien. Would you feel comfortable sharing your birthday, or maybe you already did? I'm old. I forgot. I'm forgetful." And oh, it was in February. Over at the trial chats, there was thousands of birthday messages. I remember that. That was wild. When the chat was celebrating my birthday. So yeah, the whole day. That was the best birthday I ever had. Okay. And then I went over to SNS, Lori, and we had a celebration over there too. And they're telling Damon like it's Alien's birthday, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, Alien. Okay, here we go." And we commenced the little party we had over there. But yeah, oh yeah, I share my birthday, and I've even done birthday streams. So next February, next year in February. Yes, a Pisces. Yes, yeah, I remember. It's like the chat flew. It's like it exploded. And I want to thank you all that were there for the trial chat birthday party. That was the best birthday I had in my 27 years, okay? Yeah. Okay. I'm very blessed to have y'all. That was incredible. And I can't remember everyone's birthday. Yeah, you try. Yeah. Yeah, cool. It's just a lot of people, and people always tell me, how I impacted their lives, and I appreciate that. But I also want to say, like, y'all impacted my life, And as I said, throughout the years, like with Charlie, I was influenced by him, and I was on different shows and people that knew him, and said he, influenced me too. And I didn't watch him that much, but as I said, I definitely was strongly influenced by him. Yeah, and see, like with people with Lori said the chat flew because you are wonderful, integrity, kindness, and open mind. Oh, thank you, Lori. I really appreciate that. Yes, he has done birthday streams. Made my day. Made my day. Oh yeah, I remember with Joyce and 666 had a birthday. I did a birthday party for Joyce and 666, and that was very fun. That was very fun, and that's with Tom and Charlie. Uh, it's both their birthdays, so remembering Charlie, and we thankfully have Tom here with us. And said both are Al and me both had a good impact on me. Like Tom impact on me too. Knowing him in the live streams. So that's what I'll have to give thanks. For those people that I have known that are new about that were chilling and did cool things. Alien, you're a great guy. So glad we met. Oh yes, Rita. I'm glad that we met too. And you know what? We all met on the frontier, on the wild frontier of the internet. In this new world, this new landscape, the new world's new world, of all these different of knowing each other on these platforms and hanging out with each other, of not meeting in person but know each other online. And you know what, y'all? I have a closer relationship with y'all than a lot of people that I knew in person. And I just, although we didn't get to, although maybe we'll meet one day in person. Hopefully we will. But that y'all have a very big place, a very deep place in my heart over the people that I've known in person because of the distance that y'all had. Yet y'all were so loyal and good to each other and myself. I value that very much. I'd say my 20s were, I appreciate the experience I had with these streams. Then y'all helped that too. So that's why I want to do everything I can to express my gratitude and be kind to other people. Moki said, that was fun. Alien made a cake. Yes. Yes. Yes, and that was like a month ago, right? That was fun, Joyce. It was a couple of months ago. Me and my kiddo watched him. My kiddo loved Charlie. Oh, that's good. That's good that you showing him that, Joyce. It's very, very good you're showing him that. Yeah. Lori, I remember Aaron said, I love birthdays. And I can remember a phone number, but that's not useful with all the cell phones now, right? July, Aaron, and yes, it was awesome. Lori, I remember childhood when friends would phone numbers and wouldn't help me. Oh, well. Oh, okay. July feels like a month ago. Oh, I remember when we did it, and there's Amy. Hello, Amy. It's so great to see you. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you. Yeah, so that was a cool birthday that we had with the different topics that we were, the different birthday parties that we had for the chat. Yeah. And I remember like with Tom, I like talking to him about the Viking stuff. That's something that we both like to. We like different. There's different bands that talked about Viking things, and there's like kind of darker metal that we both listened to at one time. And yeah, I always think that mythology is interesting, and the stuff that the ancestors did, and how they got across those stormy seas was incredible. Oh, okay, Amy, understood. Joyce says, I was going through so much at the time and almost didn't come, but I did. I'm glad I did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad that you did because it was a very fun time. Without you in 666, it wouldn't have been complete. That's why it was good to celebrate the birthday with you all there. Lori said, and how? Oh, how about just happy birthday to everyone here? Spread the love. Yeah, happy birthday to everybody here, like what the snowman would say. Yes, Joyce will be 21 forever. That's true. Yeah, and in February I'll have another birthday. I will be uh, a year younger, so that is cool. Now, yeah. So I definitely think that there was lots of misinformation that happens and a lack of empathy because people need to have empathy for each other. Even people have different political views, and we could all agree to disagree. Yeah. So I appreciate the peace that I'm seeing and nonviolent reactions to the situation. All right. All right. Yeah, the that pirate is really jamming out right there. I remember during that stream we saw the penguins, and we're talking about the Atlantic, Antarctica. Yeah, and let's see, we we're going to go this way. Yeah, let's see. I'll get some more potions. All right, let's go here. Lori said, "My student don't believe me when they ask my age. They think I'm 30s, but I'm 57. I guess that's a good thing." Oh yeah, yeah, and that happens. There are people, you know, where yeah, I know someone that I know. She she's older than what she looks. Yes, Amy, we'll certainly pray for your AirPods for that situation. I know what it's like when you have the devices not working correctly. Sometimes with AirPods, I've had issues with them. Now, I think AirPods are good. Now, headphones that I do use, Amy, is the older kind that I like. I like to use like the Jib Wireless where it's a connected wire. It's like one wire. But the AirPods are good too. Sometimes I have AirPods that will go out of sync. Yes, okay, Amy, absolutely. I'm glad to. Okay, it's good to know that you agree. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, one of my friends. I knew her from YouTube. Yeah, she looks like she's in her 20s still, and she's a little bit older than that. But I was like, oh wow, because I wouldn't be able to tell. And that's cool, Lori. I'm glad that you have a. Everyone else here has this too, in my opinion. Everybody has a youthful spirit in here, and although I am mature for my age, according to many, I still appreciate the youthful spirit that all of you have. And Lori, you definitely have that. Like there is a situation where people will uh, like that's why when I was on YouTube, like Tom, I'll call him my bro, stuff like that. That's what people my age call people, and I want to do that because although people get older, I'm gonna get older too one day if I, God willing, I live long enough. You know, because as we know, like with Charlie, unfortunately, things can happen and life can be short. But if God wills it for me to live to an older age, I'll get older too one day. So it's like it happens to us all, and I treat you all as if you're my age. I respect you all, of course, and your the life experience and whatever you all have to say, but at the same time, I treat you all like you're like one of me. Well, hello, Shell. Good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. And Lori says, I use JBL Go Pop earbuds, cheap and awesome, long battery life, better than most expensive versions. That's good. That's good. And I think that is something even like Steve Jobs himself said. I don't. Although with Apple, there's lots of disputable. Joyce said, "I can't wait to be a grumpy old lady." uh, what I think is he was talking about. It's best to focus on the product and not about the money part. Well, of course, his products are quite expensive, but over time. But the key, though, that I believe the products are very good that he made. But I don't know about people are with Apple nowadays are not really a big fan about how it's going with Apple now. I do like Tim Cook, but some people criticism about how it's going now. But still, with he made these products and he was focused on making a good product. The reason why he says that is because if people are focused on the money only, you're not going to make a good product. Like a Temu product. You know, we all talk about Temu all the time. Like, you're going to make a Temu type product if you don't focus on the product and just focus on making money. Because when someone makes money, they want to cut corners and stuff like that. So, yeah, they certainly the focusing on the product and the quality of the product is good, but of course making money is fine. If it becomes an expensive product, that's fine too. But to focus on making a good product first is important. But not everybody may like the Apple. They might like the PC, which is a good system too. Although I don't really, I like PC. I don't use it too much, but it's still a good machine that I do like to use sometimes. It's good for gaming and stuff. But yeah, like it depends what people want. So with headphones, if it's good and cheap, that's the best way to go. Shell said, Lori said, bro, to my 6-year-old grandson because he was saying it to me. And he said, Grandma, stop it, weird. I said, you said it to me. I said it back. He stopped. Yeah, but as I said, I don't, I treat y'all as if we're all the same age. That's funny. Okay, Amy says, thank you all. Might try those options because I'm getting tired of them coming unsynced with my laptop. They're getting quite annoying. Oh, Amy, they're unsynced too? You have that same problem. Okay. And yeah, Mary Toodles doesn't always like it when I say bro. But scared. But that is funny, Joyce. That's funny. Yeah, so okay, Amy, I have the same issue with one of my headphones. It was from Jib Wireless, so it wasn't from Apple. But yeah, I mean, oh, he got that, Rita. That's very good. That's very good. I encourage people to get that at the age they're young. That's good that you want your kid to have the grandson wants to have a driver's license and he gets a driver's license. I'm glad that you did it the way it was supposed to be done. That's good. Now, with the wireless earbuds, I like the wired ones when they're both wired together because they will not unsync that way. But still, people could get the other earpods too. People can get the earpods too if they want to. That's also fine. Shell said, "Rita, nice but scary at the same time." Scared. Yeah, Shell, that's true. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely gonna be a scary thing too. Also. All right, so we're going this way. Yeah. So anyway, I think it's good to. I think it's good to spread the Christian ideas and for more people to have those values. Because even if people didn't believe in like a religion, it still is good to have those types of values. And because if we leave those values, and we're gonna have violence, and that's not the way it's supposed to be, because other countries don't have freedoms and stuff, but the our country is supposed to be free, so that's why we have to continue keeping it that way. It's like democracy is like a whisper. It could go away instantly. It could just die off. So that's why I appreciate y'all and the discussions we have, and I like the court cases we look at, and I like the unity we have in the trial chat because there's so many people of different points of view in there, and I appreciate the unity that's there and watching the American legal system. Another thing that I like to see. Alien, that was funny about Mary Toodles, bro, and scared. Yeah, scared. Alright, and then we're going to curve this way. And I think, somebody... Peaceful solutions are the best way to get things done. If possible. Alright. Oh, hello, Michael. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're able to pop in for a brief moment. Alright, so getting these two ships. Alright, Joyce says... What irks me is that people are so divided but can't have a healthy discussion. The reason for that is that there's so much emotion, and they're going by emotion. In my opinion, both sides get like this, and when they're feeling that it's like a faith to them. Oh, hello there, Haley. Great to see you. When you have a problem like this, that's where you don't have communication, where people can't have a discussion, they're so divided. So yeah, that's one thing I like about the trial chats, is that you have different people that would be enemies that became friends to chat about trials. Michael's been polishing that car. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's Haley from you, because the person's a mod. That means that I knew who they, in this situation, I knew who they were, and they're like verified to be here, as a mod. Yeah, so shout out to you, Haley. And shout out to all of you being here and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Oh, hello, Gage. Great to see you. Okay, Amy. Good night to you, and thank you for hanging out with us. See you tomorrow. All right. Yeah, and Joyce is a little bit confused. Scared. Alright, I'm cutting this crab up. Okay. Yeah, happy birthday to Tom. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. They are relatives of Rita. All right, let's go. Boom. Okay. Now let's go back up this way and get him. Okay, good. We fix that up. Okay. Let's throw some of the daggers. Let's go here. All right, and then that will get them good. All right, and that's cream soda because he doesn't drink alcohol. Yes. Okay, and yeah, that is true, Rita. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. Lori says, Alien, do you know how a person can have a blue wrench and their name is blue, but they haven't been made a mod? I saw that on another channel once, but the streamer doesn't use mods. Well, the only way that can be done is where the person had to have made them a mod, either on mistake or on purpose, and they forgot. Or maybe they made their friend a mod a long time ago. And they just kept it that way. That's the only thing that I can think of. You're welcome. Let's see the voodoo staff. Let's take out this enemy right here. Yes, Joyce will mod the channel of... Watch out, y'all. Definitely. Yeah, scared. Yeah, Joyce is the one in charge. Definitely. There you go. Okay, when does that get unlocked? Alright, let's see. How's that one going? Okay. Yeah, scared. Now we're going to be unlocking more with this. Okay, let's go here. It's kind of like a wild safari hunt right here. Yeah, so I think... Oh, hello, Pussycat. Great to see you. Yes, Anthony, you could come on board. Welcome to the stream. Shell said mods have to be really committed. I'm too lazy, don't have any desire to commit to anything, so that takes my time. Yeah. Now, over here, the way it works, to kind of explain, because people throughout the centuries don't understand what I do, but y'all are cool here. You know, y'all like what I do, but so just with the mods. One thing, the elephant in the room, the blue looks so much better than a gray chat room. Well, there's just like it's all like gray and dull looking. That's another thing. Like the blue color is so much better. That looks so much better. A pirate's life for me, arg. Oh, okay. Prayers for you. Good luck with that, Pussycat. Thank you for hanging out with us. All right. Michael says, "Are we ever going to find any treasure, or are we just going to get a bad case of crabs?" Well, we're going to get the treasure, and we are going to avoid getting the bad case of crabs with our weaponry. Yeah, scared. Yeah, so here, the people that I knew on YouTube, there's an exception where there's some people that I came organically, or not organically, the people that came here that I didn't know from live streams that I made mods that seem like pretty cool people. So there are like two people that I knew from just them coming to the stream one time, some other way. But yeah, the people that I knew on YouTube, I made mods on the channel, and it's like you all could be able to share links and stuff on here, and the whole purpose. Okay, see you soon, Lori. And the purpose is that where y'all know each other, and y'all are like know me, and nobody, like, everybody can be in the chat and say what they can say with each other, and without the, although we do have Joyce and Moki and we have Anthony who will make sure to referee the chat. We also, the other purpose of it was to have a place where people wouldn't have to be in that situation, but there is refereeing, of course, with the mods as well. And I love the blue chat room. It's just such a much better look. As I said, I knew y'all, and I wanted y'all to have, control of it. Yeah, big crabs from Timu. That is true. We did meet when you were a mod on another channel. That is true. And I think that you're one of the best. You always looked out for the chat and made sure everybody was doing okay. I like the way you do it. And you always do well with the people here. I appreciate you. And Shell met Alien on SNS. Yes, Shell, that's true. I met you, Lori, and Mermaid over there. Shell, the dude's cool. Oh, okay. Good night to you, Anthony. Take care, buddy. I always appreciate you coming here when you can. Yeah, and Joyce and Moki do excellent with the chat. I appreciate them both. When we're dealing with people that are like with Michelle, they both did excellent. I am beyond blessed to have y'all. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get some treasure. Yeah, and Bianca going away either way, and Link is still up in the air at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, Bianca's going away either way, I agree. And yeah, Link, we don't really know for sure. Link trial is wild. Like, a kid is watching the trial chat, and there's all the spooky stuff like going on in the court today. Like, they don't know who was doing what. That was wild. Oh, okay, Anthony, understood. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and there's this other trial with the revoking the plea. There's a plea thing going on, not the plea thing. The trying to challenge his verdict in the other trial, the other guy. That was pretty wild too. I was watching that today also. Oh, happy birthday to her, Shell. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah, 31. That's cool. I'm I'm close to that age. Mermaid, I hope you're doing well with everything. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I got confused too. I got confused too. Oh, Doe says hello. Oh, hello, Doe. Great to have you here. Also, and shout out to Tom. Happy birthday to Tom. That's always cool. Yeah, and as I said, the my mermaid said, "Shell, oops, darn it, it's okay." Yeah. Now, because people that are on trial aren't supposed to go and look up things like that. They aren't supposed to do that. So with the kid doing that, that caused great confusion today, and there was a battle in court, a lot of drama. And then I saw the Ellis trial. I'd not really seen much of that at all, so I saw some of it today, and that was good to see. Yeah, and I'm roaring red for Charlie because in honor of him. It's just, and we will continue, as I said, debating people and the discussion. And there are people on here that are not always like politically aligned, and I like it that way, where we can debate people as Charlie did about different topics, things like that. So that's something else that I think is good. We'll continue that struggle. I said North Korea and these other countries, they don't have any kind of freedom over there, and they give them propaganda, and that's what a lot of people get now is propaganda, completely. Gold is at 4,000 an ounce. Okay, Mermaid said, I'm going to not talk about this for now, sadly. Everyone's upset or arguing with me today over this topic. Okay, Mermaid, understood. And yeah, it's rough times. There's lots of division going on. Okay, thank you for your take on this matter. When psych the psych said Ellis knew what she was doing on the time the unaliving her ship got sunk faster than the ones in your game. Great. The time unaliving her ship got sunk faster than the ones in your. Ellis. Okay, I have to read this again. That was funny. When the psych said that Ellis knew what she was doing at the time unaliving her ship got sunk faster than the ones at your game. Yep. Yeah. In right, what topic? In other chats, people on YouTube were talking all about making me uncomfortable. What you missed was the construe. Right. Oh, we had some different birthday people come through and some more birthday people, and we're talking about those things like that. Nothing too much. All right, show. Good night to you. Take care. Thank you for coming. All right. Let's go here. All right. Mermaid said, so what happened is on a nasty channel called It's Patty Melt here is weird channel anyway, then they said something extremely grotesque today on Charlie K's B-Day. Oh my goodness. They said something you never say about someone's 3-year-old child and it deeply upset me. These people are extremely stupid that do this. Okay, so no one should talk about that in that way about someone's daughter. Regardless of political disputes or whatever they are, like, leave the kids out of this. The kids are going to have a hard enough time. They're having a hard time without their father present. You know, so yeah, that is certainly an injustice indeed. And so, yes, Miranda, I completely understand and think that is deeply disturbing. Deeply disturbing. Indeed. Okay, today, no, a few days ago, yes. Okay. Amen, Mermaid, amen. Absolutely. Like I said, it's supposed to rain. You'll have to repolish your car. Okay. Anthony, I really spreading the word. Oh, that's the wrong thing to press. Okay. I would rather have seen Charlie, though. I would rather still have Charlie, though. Yes. Yes, I agree. Yeah, and Joyce said that is uncalled for. His kids, especially, are suffering for it. My heart hurts for them. Yeah, you see, they're grotesque savages. They lack empathy. You know, But they'll get it one day in their afterlife if they don't repent. Like I got to be so low. Like it's a lack of empathy too, immature emotional maturity. Okay, D Sauce. Take care, buddy. Rita, his wife is so strong. Definitely. Oh yeah, guys. You're going off. Okay. And happy birthday, Charlie Kirk from heaven. Your daughter's comment on you should have a cupcake was bittersweet. God bless Erica and everyone. Amen. I know, right? It's like you feel me. It's like you have this situation where people are more concerned about that, their political position, than somebody going through a horrid tragedy. It's like, what kind of clown show is going on here? It's like we had a clown show today at trial, but it's like when and people, there's a lot of people that don't like the Queen of England. They're like different political positions, but like when the Queen passed away, people are celebrating that. It's like people don't have to like the Queen of England, but uh, the the people that just go on the internet and celebrate other people's death like a birthday is really cringe. I mean, back in the older times, people wouldn't do stuff like that. It's absolutely atrocious. It's repulsive. It's humiliation. Like it's an abomination too. The trial was crazy today, Moki. It was a crazy house. All right, it was crazy. People say some awful stuff and even act on their words. Hope Jesus holds them accountable. I believe he will, and I also believe in the forces of karma will definitely get him. All right, and Moki, I can't believe it's been 1 month, Hugs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I always said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Amen, Michael. Amen. Definitely. Because our teachers used to tell us that back then. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's overwhelmed with orders. Absolutely. Because lots of orders are coming in. And I do, at the right time, it'll happen. I said, oh, soon, keep me nice, safe, because OMG, I ruined my white shirts. Oh my goodness. Come on, alien. Wrong window. Ah. Scared. Oh, okay. If I sink, it's because I was in the wrong window. Oh, shoot. Oh, good lord. Okay. This is going to be close, chat. I sent a message and got an automated reply that it could be 6 weeks. Wow. Wow. They must have us a lot of back orders. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely Mookie. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be in a couple months from now. I will certainly watch it. Yeah, of course, I watch the Super Bowl. I watch Super Bowl every year. Yeah, so I'll be watching it along with you from the spaceship during the Super Bowl halftime show. Yes, and yeah, so that'll be. I certainly would like a shirt, the Freedom shirt with a white Freedom shirt. That's something that I want to get to at some point. And one of his people that were with him was saying that he didn't like the look of having all that, all those buildings, because someone could hide in the buildings. They didn't really think much of it. Oh, all those cannonballs missed? Really? Oh, Anthony has two TPUSATs and hats. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Oh, it's usually in the emails. Okay. Okay, and he said, is when Moki, good news. The Kirk family, they're probably printing them like cakes, like hotcakes. Yes. CPS USA schedule is usually my emails. Everyone is lobbying for Creed. It's during the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Oh, Tom McDonald, definitely. Yeah, he's brilliant. Oh, here's the stats. Jelly roll. Let's see. Yes, yes, definitely. Anything else in what they have going on now? Yeah. Yeah, plead guilty today, unaliving the retired sheriff. Okay. At least the family will speed the trial up. Yeah, I think that with the death penalties, the appeals are very cringe. So with Brian Koberger, it's good that he will be locked up and he won't be able to hurt anyone else any longer. Like I said, I'm going to full throttle on that page. I'm sure I can Google it, sorry. I subbed to here and it says it's Trump's fault for shutting down. Oh, okay, Anthony, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that it reminds you of that. You scared? Or fight some more skeletons. Yeah, get him, Miranda. Yeah. Yeah, it's they always have to blame everything else for their own circumstances. Remember, I'll tell you all this: it's a lack of empathy because it's something. I already said before about lack of empathy. What I meant to say was it's good versus evil. Because it's not about right or left. It's a good versus evil. So people that want to say evil things that are bizarre. Oh, okay, Michael. Good night to you, buddy. Some people that have they're just evil things to say about Charlie or his daughter or something. It's evil. Okay. Now there are people that are not perfect that may do things that they don't mean out of anger for a moment, but people that continuously do stuff like that, it's not good. Okay, I'm going to take them down so bad they're going to get an awful feedback and said a day for him. Sad day for him. I'm done. Also, just left my comments and dipped out. Facts. All right. Okay, Joyce. Good night to you. Thank you for hanging out with us and coming. Okay, so we're traveling up here. Okay, that is where the Halloween area is. Okay. All right, using this. Oh no. Okay. Let's go this. Okay. What gets me is if you're not a political page, why say something? I have a channel and I won't be sharing my views there because I'm a gaming person. Yes, okay, they're doing it. Another reason why they're doing it is because they're trying to get a fame and clicks. That's another reason. They're trying to stir the pot to get a reaction to get clicks and views and stuff like that. Right, yes, and it turns people off if they expect gaming talk. Right. Right. Let's see. Alright, the Kraken has been defeated again. Is this the area where they have it, or was it here and it's not there anymore? Let's see, is it still traceable? You didn't kill. Oh. Let's see. Jumping off this. Alien, if I start a political page or one like yours where it's everything, I'd say it, but I am choosing not to because of the world. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. Uh, Miranda, that's stick to the genre. So in that method that you're doing, and what you do in that method is yeah, stick to the topic of the niche topic you're referring to, and that's a good idea because people might get you know divided on it, and it's good that you are keeping to the main goal. The main goal of the gaming thing. Yeah, because it certainly can cause fighting, and it can cause. I thought I was on. Oh my goodness, I'm tripping. I thought I was on Port Royal, but I'm on an island in the middle of nowhere. Oh my goodness, my alien brain. And when you have a channel where you do everything, like over here, it's quite the mental task, a mental gymnastics to undergo. So yes, Miranda, for layman's terms, keep your channel the gaming channel. That's a good idea. Yes, very wise. All right. Yeah, I do agree. And there's people that just can't handle it. And there's people that can handle it. I think it's maturity. Thank you, Alien. You're free to talk about it. We're here for it, and we expect your peace of mind. So no worries there. Luckily, you have a fan base with your politics. Yeah. Oh, I'm a political commentator. That is something about me that is true. I'm known on this platform by a lot of people as a political commentator. Then I got into the trial stuff, and I'd say I'm in this era. I talk about both, but certainly my political past is still with me. So yeah, but in this era, I'm more into the trial stuff now. But and I told you it just and I was in political commentary. I know political commentators. Okay, I know people like that, and the thing is, I love the unity I saw at the trial chat room. I really was touched seeing people that were different religions and politics. I just warmed my heart to see so many people come together like that and uniting under the American legal system to watch the trials happen. I love that because I saw so much division when I was in the politics and the things that I was doing. I definitely love that very much. So, but I also liked the chat rooms in the trial chats, and there's sometimes politics wanted to be discussed, and people, it was like banned. Now, my idea, my goal, is to have a trial chat group, which is, so far, it's been worked here quite well. Although at times there's turbulence, but that's going to happen naturally. It's something I would expect. Is that the trial chatters can have their political views and talk about it and converse about it with their differences. So there's times of a little bit of turbulence we see at times, but we're able to settle it out and get it done. And Anthony says I've not lost many debates. That is true, Anthony. And that's you know me, and I know you, and that is true. And I learned a lot from you, Anthony, throughout the years when we did that together. With the different things that we see on the show. So, yeah, as I said, that's what I like about here, where people are able to talk about it, and I'm very pleased with the results. And y'all may be saying that sometimes it gets feisty. That's fine. It was going to get feisty, so I appreciate that. And I just had a lot of experience with it, so I knew what to do. But other people and other channels that might not want to go down that direction, because I will guarantee you, Miranda, you will have a, a like locusts. It'll be like a bunch of combating back and forth. It's like watching you take an ant pile from another ant pile and put it into an like say you get an ant pile and you kind of kick it a little bit, right? This is not really the best thing to do, but it's happened before. And there's a bunch of ants running around. Then you take another ant pile and put it on that other ant pile, and they just go and have a war with each other. That's basically like what are we doing? So I'm glad to see that Shroud Chat under my supervision has. I like to see the political things being discussed. I think it could be talked about on a chat a little bit, the trial chat group, a little bit. It can be talked about under certain situations. As I remember before, it was too strict over there, and they got rid of all their mods. But shout out to the mods over there; they're very cool. But yeah, so I do think balance is key. But when somebody's having a gaming channel or has a channel about something specific, and that is fine, Miranda. You don't have to talk about politics there. And as I said, there's people that you'll meet that on your channel that are cool people that you would not get along with politically, but they could be some of the sweetest people ever. You know, there's people that I know from all over YouTube and the trial chats that are some of the sweetest aliens I know, some of the kindest people, but we're different politically, but we agree to disagree. And also, ask about mailing list of politics. Yeah, Anthony has an email list where he emails political things to people, and I think he does really well with that. And that is something he does. He has like an email newsletter. He sends emails out, so I recommend it. It's cool information. Anthony, I love talking politics. I just don't want my liberal friends, I'm sure you know, unless they want to, which some have. Anthony, it's awesome. I love debating, and some people can't agree to disagree. It's crazy. Yeah. Anthony, yeah, it's not even worth their insults. Just do have discussions if people are open, which some are. It's rare, but they hear. Yeah, and another thing that I learned is planting the seeds. Like, you could say this, for instance, Miranda. You could say, for anybody, if it's your stream or a group of friends, you could just go, you know what? Inflation's really high these days. You know, why is our country sending money overseas? You know, why can't we focus on our own people? You could say, I think that we want to have less crime, right? Everybody wants these things. When you can plant those seeds, and they'll kind of wonder like how that's done. Then they'll ask you what they think the right thing to do is, possibly. So planting seeds, like you can't get that out of someone's head. It's like, oh, is a woman you know, what is a woman? Like, what is it? You know, you kind of plant the seeds, like, you know, and then we do stuff like that. Maybe it'll be open for discussion. The planting of seeds is important. All right, Anthony, that is the email right there. All right. Oh, you have left censored friends. Alien, that is so true. I still like them as friends, and I'm okay. It's okay, but they're not. Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. I asked my brother where all retiring at. He said no red states. That was 3 days ago. That really bugs me. Oh, scared. Rita scared. Yeah, that would bug me too. If we're not able to retire in red state, yeah, it's like you're not like Comnifornia, for instance. That's really a interesting showdown right there. Because over in that area, there is homeless people. There's really expensive. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. For instance, there's lots of homeless people, and I'll explain y'all this. When there is taxes raised, what happens is when the taxes get raised, they they'll increase the prices of the product. So that's where inflation comes from. Also, we want the best for you, Rita. We want you to be in a safe place. All right, level up shooting finally. Okay, when's that one? Now let's see what this says. I'll zoom in closer. Okay, let's go here. Alien Spaceship can tell you official pools, mermaid, that all of the emails I send are all factual. Yes, yes, that is true. Yes. And he also sends funny memes. And Mermaid said, "My husband said it looks like we aren't retiring together." Yeah, scared. All right, so yeah, planting of seeds is important. Yeah, so when they raise the prices and inflation happens, when you like have when you raise the taxes on the rich, like the people that say like eat the rich and they raise the taxes on the rich people, when people do that, yeah, skirt, it will cause a problem economically, and when there's more money being spent, because when you spend more money, when the government spends more money over and over again, the dollar is not worth as much because there's more dollars in circulation. Like remember, the logic is like, oh, it's where it's going to be a couple of why don't you just print more money if there's not enough money? But if they print more money, the money doesn't get as valuable. So when you have more spending like that, it causes the price of everything to go down. I mean, to go up. And when there's less spending, the dollar has more value and more buying power. So as I said, we still are suffering from inflation. So at some point, I'm positive, hopefully, that we'll get over it. Now, as there's never assets people invest into to combat inflation, like precious metals and things like that. The stocks are doing a little bit better, but the stocks are been having a lot of problems lately. And the precious metals, gold and silver, they're like breaking records right now. So, and a lot of times they'll call people fascists, but they're actually the ones that are, you know, have attributes of fascism. They accuse others what they're guilty of, and just kind of say some points out there about how it works. My view of it. Hey, now I'm taking the sword out and fighting one of these things face to face. Scared. Scared. Yeah, this is the dagger trick right here. And Miranda, you are a brave soldier of the movement, definitely. Mermaid said, Anthony, I believe, okay, you, sir. And yeah, she definitely have. You told us the stories about it before. And Mermaid said, since there's just 6 of us here, I want to tell you guys what Message said in a comment about Charlie today on his birthday. A comment on the birthday said, at his 3-year-old daughter, the left believes that the 3-year-old daughter is actually 10 and that she hit puberty and that she can actually uh, conceive a baby. Well, that is so creepy and disgusting. There are P files. That's definitely some P file evil stuff to say. Why? You see, Miranda, these people that are creepy, P files, they're like that all the time. They're using that as a way to do shock value and to promote their evil agenda. That is really sick. I mean, these people, you need to tie a boulder around their neck and throw them into the ocean. I mean, they need to be like put in the medieval torture chambers from the Inquisition. I mean, this is completely appalling. Like, that's completely irrelevant to anything. That doesn't make any kind of logical sense to call her out. I mean, they want to go and hurt a child like that. I mean, you're gonna put that on the internet. I mean, what has this world come to, everybody? We could all agree that this is some messed up stuff. Miranda said, they're saying that he allegedly said that he would allow a 10-year-old daughter, if she was assaulted, she would give birth at 10. It's hypocritical, and she's only 3. They are scary predators and evil wish it on a baby. Nothing, they're fascists, and I tell them right to their faces they are. Yeah, and not everybody's going to agree. Not everybody's going to agree on the same thing. And it doesn't mean it's something that... And things, as like Moki was saying before, can be taken out of context. And not everyone's going to agree on everything, even people that you like. But to say that in an offensive way about his daughter is really, I said, really evil. Like, refute his argument. If he said that, and it was inappropriate what he said, hypothetically, I mean, refute the argument. Like, maybe there could be exceptions to the rule where somebody was assaulted and they could have, operations. Maybe people would disagree if they should do that or not. But yeah, a lot of people will take what he says out of context, okay? And he could have been, in my opinion, being not serious or sarcastic, whatever. I didn't see the clip, what he said, and it was taken out of context. I don't know enough to make a comment on it. But yeah, I mean, to say things about his daughter is really dirty. It's not really a wise comeback. Like, you got to refute his argument. If he said something that they disagree with, refute the argument, but leave his kids out of it. This despiteful evilness is not right. Wishing someone's daughter to be assaulted is really messed up. No matter what people say. You know, Alright said, my daughter is 2, almost 3. Wishing her to be assaulted or any of that would be so weird. They strange demonic minds. Yeah, they're just as bad as somebody that would do an activity. And as I said, if he got something, no one's perfect. I mean, if he said something that was not accurate, I think everything he said is accurate. But I don't personally agree with every single thing he said. But that doesn't mean that you have to go and threaten his kids like that is evil. And they'll take things out of context too, like what Moki was saying. And they're just dirty, sly people. The fact that they have to go to those levels, whatever he said or didn't say, means that their argument is not genuine. And that he probably was onto something or even right about whatever position he has. Or they just lack the maturity to make an argument against him. I mean, I could see why people would support and want to go away from this type of people that want to do stuff to kids like that. It's really messed up. People wouldn't have to have abortions or kids to go through that if there weren't people like that out there. Right. Mermaid said, why should a woman or child who is raped have an abortion? Do they know how invasive and painful it is to a mother also? And why end an innocent baby? And, right, and people can have different positions on that. I have not been in that situation to make comments on that topic. It really is up to the individual. Like you have one position that will say that the side, Miranda, that thinks that is like a child, they would want them to have an operation where they wouldn't have to have a birth. But what you're saying is that people that are in the abortion operation in general is also a tedious task as well that would cause pain at the same time. There are people that have had kids in those situations. Now, some people may argue that if the child doesn't want to have the kid, should they be forced to have it under those horrid circumstances? That would also be something disputable. But then again, the operation itself would be a painful one. Yeah, and let's see, Mr. Murray, that's talk that are truly possessed by something. Anthony, I can't understand 2025 anymore. I'm super worried. Many of us are. Us all. There's people who conceive through grape, and they're thankful to be alive. Right. My opinion, it's up to the people individually what they want. I think that, my personal opinion, it's up to the parents of the kid to do what they want to do with it and see what the child thinks. Because I can see where both people are coming from. What both sides are saying. It's a very good argument on your end too, Miranda. And I am not a woman, so I do not know. I am ignorant on this topic. Right. Where, I've not had to be put in a situation to give birth or been raped in those situations. Mermaid said, as men, it's okay to be somewhat pro-choice to me because you are men and you have compassion on a mother. But also, woman, I'm pro-life. Well, that's good. That's good. We want babies to be born, and there's lots of people that have been born out of grape that were glad to be alive. There's someone that I know that was raped at a young age, and she kept the baby, and she's glad she did. Right. As I said, it seems like it's up to even Trump was saying that there's certain exceptions where they could have the abortion if they want to. Maybe they could have something where people shouldn't be forced either way, and they could decide, what is best for them. But I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. My opinion, I do think that there could be circumstances if the person wanted it, they could. But I do agree, though, that I don't want a human life to be ending. I want to preserve life and not have the abortions as much as possible. And I mean, there could hypothetically be some scenarios where they may have to if the light woman's in danger or something. But again, I'm not a woman, so I don't know what the circumstances are. So, yeah, I am definitely pro-life, absolutely. But there could be circumstances, there could be exceptions, of hypothetically, but overall, I'm pro-life. Yeah, all right. And my husband is pro-life. Yes, that is good, Rita. That's good. Right, right. So as I said, I think that I'm pro-life, but if there were some circumstances where it had to happen, and if people, under certain rare circumstances, want it to be done, that's fine, in my opinion. But the people that want abortions these days, there's people that do it for fun. Like, they'll go and have a kid and do it for fun. And I think that I'm pro-life, and I want all kids to be born. All right? That's my, I agree with you all on that. Now, there's people that just do it for, for they want to. They just have a bunch of kids and just do abortions. And I think that's irresponsible, and it's murdering a child, in my opinion. I do think that the kid is real essential sentient consciousness, and it shouldn't be, done. And people that actually, there's arguments that have said that people that have been raped, if they have the child, it could be easier to figure out who the father is and get the person convicted. Because a lot of times, even traffickers will use the abortion to get rid of evidence of prostitution. So as I said, it's up to people's own interpretations and what they feel is best for them. Yeah, it's a crazy world. Yeah, definitely. And like, people can, as I said, should have a choice under certain circumstances if they want to get it. But a lot of situations, and nowadays, people are just being irresponsible. And what I'd be more specific here is that people are just doing the activity and then want to have abortion because they don't want to have a kid. That kind of situation, of to be clear, because people just do sexual activities like it's an amusement park ride, like it's like going getting candy somewhere. Then, oh, I don't want this kid. I wanted to have more sex. That's really evil. All right, and I believe that all these kids go to heaven with the Lord. And as I said, I mean, I'm glad I wasn't aborted. I'm glad I was here with all of you, and I believe all people are valuable, and everyone should be born and change the world. Like, Steve Jobs was glad he was an abortion. I mean, what if he was aborted? I wouldn't be talking to you on this computer right now. So. Oh, you're welcome, Miranda. You're welcome, absolutely. So, that is my position on the matter. And, like, on my view is the way Trump views it. It's the same way what he said. All right, Anthony said, Mermaid Pro Life is on your email pages. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great, yes. Yeah, because there's like a spectrum, like, of what the circumstances are. Yeah. Right. Marina said, I know about the abortion operations, had women tell me how they had abortion, and it bothers me. They let doctors torture them. It's all it is. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume it's painful. Wouldn't it be painful? In my opinion, do they give them a sedative or something? I'm aware of the operation about what it is. I know my aunt has told me that there's been videos of like kids, the little baby is trying to get away from the abortion instruments when and it said they ripped the baby up in the pieces. Graphic warning, chat. I should have said that in the beginning. Uh, they ripped the baby up in the pieces. It's quite gruesome, and it's just a bunch of. It's really evil, really sickening and evil. As I said, under certain circumstances, it had to be done, or they needed it to be done. They wanted it in those certain circumstances. But yeah, these other people are just that could have been a doctor, a scientist. It could have been a completely changed the world. I mean, like, look at all the. I think about that sometimes. What doctors do we not have? What creators? What content creators we don't have? What inventions we don't have? because those people were aborted. And I've looked at the stats. Millions of people were aborted. And our population in the West is declining. And that's another reason why they're bringing in migrants from different countries. Because their population's declining. Well, Africa, the populations are booming. Middle East populations are booming. In the West, it's all declining. And then they had, I am for women's rights. And as we have the spaceship, we have strong women here. But I do think that there were different ways of feminism that were not the best things. And they have been encouraging certain behavior where I feel that they declined marriages and they had divorce rates go up. And it ruined the family home and it caused more problems. So that's another factor that I'm quite disgusted with. At the West is going downhill. And then you have an overweight 30-year-old dude in his basement with eating Cheetos, being a troll online. So it's not like what I do with doing an internet business, online businesses, and making a difference. And I'm in shape, by the way, obviously. But so that's what I think, that it just declined. It's a domino effect of society. Right? I remember it said, people need to know this. Abortions are worse than people can imagine. My stepdad's ex-wife had one. Now he lives with it forever and ever. He's cried. Right. Rita, I can't imagine my ex-friend Savannah got one in high school and it was vacuumed out. How can you do that? One of my friends, Victoria, there's two Victorias, and Victoria S, she's very beautiful, and she kept the kid. She had a kid with her boyfriend when she was in school, and she kept it, and she's still with the kid to this day. They're very cute together. And I'm glad. I've seen the kid before when she'd visit at school sometimes and bring the kid, and we'd see them. It was nice to see that. So yeah, children are beautiful. When I was a kid, my hair was blonde red, and it had very blue eyes, and it had still the same skin color that I have now. And as I got older, my eyes got a little bit darker and became hazel, and my hair is a darker brown with reddish in it. When kids are cute, sometimes they'll have lighter hair when they're young, and it gets darker as they get older. Marita gave birth without equidural. Oh my goodness, you're a very, very strong woman. To have two toddlers, all vaginal epidural births. Wow, Rita, that's incredible. I don't know if it's painful, but giving birth sure is. I did it without payments. Wow, Rita, that is very, very strong. Very strong of you. And I do think traditionally, men a lot of times can do things better than women in some areas, but there are women that can do things better than men in some areas, like with childcare and caring for others in certain ways. I think, women there's exceptions to the rule now, and there's, of course, all the time, quite frequently. But I think that traditionally, a lot men could do men are physically stronger than women, and women have nurturing skills that are better than men a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times. So I do think that we both working together is great, and women have so strength to give birth. You know how freak scary that would be, or to take care of a child. And there's a lot of single mothers too. I mean, and then there's a lot of women that have done other things that are in the workforce, or have done things that are not traditional too, that are fine as well. They do well there too. But in the traditional sense of women, it's really, their role is crucially essential in society. It hurts so much. My brother got a new GF, and she's beautiful, my age, and she has 11-year-old, and she kept the baby at 16. Oh, nice, nice. My goodness, I heard back there wasn't much edurals. Most women just gave birth and was something miracle too. I remember just watching someone being born, and I still needed pain meds. Yeah, that's normal. The psychology of that is completely mind and life changing. That has to be completely out of this world to be there and witness that. Yeah. Murray said, Anthony, oh yeah, gotta get yourself feeling okay in the moment, and it goes super good for you. You can focus. Yes. Yeah, you scared. It's like pushing out a big stool. Just breathe and let it out. Push. Okay, understood. Yeah, it's like pushing out some dookie. Right. Yeah, and yeah, that and seeing like the woman, like she'll go through a lot of pain for that. Like even antelopes in the wild, they go through labor, and a lot of times in the Bible, it talks about like giving birth is a way of God bringing a blessing to you, is like giving birth. So if you're when you're about to have a dream or something work out, you're going to have pain, like the pains of birth when something's going to come into existence. And the same thing applies, of course, to the natural way of giving birth to a child. Is a very painful thing. Now, nowadays they have anesthesia and operations and surgeries they can do. I was a breech birth. Scared. Yeah, laughter is the greatest medicine. Absolutely. All right, Murray said, my son was the best. My daughter, oh boy, that was a breach, a little one. Scared? Yeah. Rita, oh, and he lived way just. That's a rare. Okay. My daughter was flipped in my tummy because she wouldn't turn, and it was a miracle too. Oh, that is good to know. That is good to know. It was a miracle. My youngest son was a breach. They called it a Frank breach, doubled up. He came out, but first thought my head was going to explode. Yeah, Rita, that had to be like, an exorcism. It felt like an exorcism. They had to suction his stomach out, and then he was fine. Yeah, births are incredible. Yes, yes. Lori said, "Bro, both times I thought I would die. No time for epidural or drugs with my second." Oh, I understand. I see. Yeah, Lori. So it is very strong to go through that. I'm sure it was terrifying. I know you think you're on death's door, and that's something that I don't have. I don't ever get to experience, and I guess, and but I will say that I cannot relate to what that's like, and I never will. But I really, my hats off to you women that have to go through that, and yeah, yeah, shout out to y'all. That is just incredible what y'all do, because y'all are the soil. Y'all carry the babies. Y'all are the essential for life. Yeah, hilarious, Rita. Yeah. All right. All right, said, OMG, you ladies. had no ethereals. That bothers me. Neither did my your mom. My mom, my man's mother. She did have him at 16. Oh yeah. And yeah, then it comes out and they cut the umbilical cord. And my grandma, my mom's mother, was the one that named me. And that was it's interesting. And then later on, I was renamed Alien when I was knighted as Alien Spaceship. Yeah, so yeah, shout out to y'all women. It's so cool. I've seen a cat give birth before at a Pussycat's live stream. That was something really interesting to see. Mermaid, I prayed about my births, and they went so well. My pregnancies were long suffering. All I did was faint and throw up the entire time. We would talk, puke, and would stand up. Oh, I'm sure, Miranda. I'm absolutely, yeah. It sounds like you're going through hell on earth in those situations. All right, Lois said, I broke all the tiny blood vessels from waist up, pushing so hard. My son had to go to NICU for 5 hours with collapsed lung. Oh my goodness. Wow. That had to be painful is not the right word. It's just an understatement. It would have to be like completely beyond imagination, beyond anything the human dictionary can say of the painfulness, the painful experience that had to be. And with him with a collapsed lung, I mean, that's even more freaky because you don't know what's, gonna happen with him. But I'm glad that they both were okay and you're okay and you're here with us. But yeah, definitely. And Anthony said, I'll tell you what, you have the baby and I'll be at the bar across the street. Ah! Right. Scared. Lori said, I did not love giving birth. Probably should have been born a man. Yeah, there you go. I have the male privilege right there. And also another thing that you're not able to do, Lori, is mansplain and lecture people on about in the mansplaining way. There's also something called manspreading when the men spread their legs. That's another privilege of mine. Yes, too. Lori, me too. I didn't feel like immediately told them I wanted drugs and epidural. My second giving birth sucked. I love being pregnant. Giving birth is another story. Yeah. You know what's so weird about like a person living inside of you? Like y'all feel the baby moving around. That must be something crazy, like to think about, and it gets bigger and bigger. One of my friends I went to school with, she gave birth. She had a baby, very cute son, and yeah, just they come out very cute, and it's just so what these babies could grow up to be such cute little things. Oh, Lori said, Alien, I stared into the abyss. When you stare into the abyss, you become the abyss. There you go. Rita, I gave easy birth, and I hated my piercings. You can't have both, I guess. Thank Jesus. Right. Lord gosh, you ladies are so strong. But yeah, shout out to those strong ladies that did that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, a story with Mary Toodles is that when I was in her when I was in her stomach, tell me whatever you want to call it. I was when she was watching a Titanic with pregnant with me. So I saw Titanic when she was pregnant with me. I I was standing up and I was causing, her to go to the bathroom like the on her kidneys, so it's causing a lot of bathroom trips. I'm scared. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, hilarious. Yeah, wow, moving company. Wow, what moving company? Yeah, the baby's gonna start a moving company. Yeah. Yes, I constantly peeing. Yeah. Yeah, scared. European. Yeah, European. Or the European. All right, Mermaid said, "Alien. It doesn't feel like what you think it feels. It feels like a butterfly flutters in your and stretching." Okay. Babies are alive in the womb. I'm sure we all know. Yes, I agree with that. Some people don't think that, but I think that. Scared. Yeah, I mean, so thank you for explaining. Cause I'm thinking like it is really a messed up situation where, like, how some people think. But look, I will say this. I will say that people who have like the babies, like I'm thinking like there's like a little spider thing crawling around and moving around. It must be like a little octopus moving around inside of you. Yeah, that must be like scared. All right, my husband said he can't believe I was able to sleep through the babies moving like that. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Uh, that has to be something interesting to know. How that works. How y'all be able to sleep through that. Yeah. Aaron said there's moms who talk and touch their tummies like lightly slapping it, and they read to their tummies. It's nuts. Yeah, it's bad. They move around. No space for us in there. Yeah. All right. Right. Mermaid said to think all folks come this way. Right. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I know. It's just a god's complex creation is so intriguing. Definitely. And as I said, birth rates in the West are declining. You know, that's another thing. Yes, I agree, Anthony. Yes. Anthony, yes, and they mark all your birthmarks at birth. It's all crazy. Yeah. Oh, the octopus. Yeah. It's like an octopus or like a squid that's just like staying there for a second, and then it starts squiggling around and moving all over the place, and it stops. It's like you got a krakengitis. Krakengitis. That's a new word I made up. Rita said, I asked my mom if she thought I was a cute baby, and she said, yes, you were cute, but your nose was a little big, but that's okay. You grew into it. Lori said, I couldn't sleep through it. I got a bit cranky. Oh, scared? Oh, yeah, yeah. And I've heard that I've heard pregnant women can get very cranky. Both my children were angels. They were sound asleep, hungry. My daughter sucked yet thumb in the womb. Oh, that's cute. Lori, I could never sleep ever. I had what they called adrenaline give birth, and it took me days to rest. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, scared. Yeah, and I slept really good when I was pregnant. Not such so much have after they were born. Oh yeah, because kids can raise a mess after they're born. Yeah. All right, we're having a full blown fight here. Yeah, I mean, with I know when they have a contraction, they have like a little yell or a scream when they start contracting. So it must feel like an apocalypse is happening when the water breaks. That's what it is. It must feel like an apocalypse, as y'all were saying. Yeah. So yeah, it's so yeah, very intriguing to see. Shout out to Mary Toodles. Shout out to Mary Toodles. Alright. Good. Rita said, time really flies. I miss my boys being boys. Now they ask me if I need anything. Yeah, that's good that they do that. Absolutely. They have machines that tell you how your contractions are, and I was taking really high contractions with no medicine. You're trying to enjoy it. Yeah. Anthony, it's sweet. They're good boys. That's cool. Yeah, and I heard they grow up very fast, allegedly. Yeah, our future definitely. And I said birth rates have been declining in the West. Absolutely. And other countries are doing better with birth rates. I'm scared. It looks like I have to repair this other ship right here. Rita said, now I have 3 beautiful grandkids. They're growing up too fast, too. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's even, grandkids, too. That's even making time fly by even faster. Wow. Yeah, we get inertia and flight turbulence. It goes too so fast. Like somebody's got to slow it down. Scared, scared, skirt, scared, scared. The scared symphony. And Alien in chat, as always, that time again where I will say goodnight and skirt, and our ship is on fire. All right, Anthony. Good night to you, sir. Thank you for helping me out in chat tonight. Always do great work. Take care. All right. Let's go here. Rhea said one turned 12 on Sunday, and I have one that's 15. The other is 17. One that got his license today. Oh, okay, nice, nice. Oh, nice, Anthony. Good to know. This is ship repairs right here. All right, we'll be ending it soon. We've we've finished what we were going to talk about. Let's see. Well, let's see what this says. Okay. Listen closely. Secret unfolds upon the seas of the Caribbean. Whispers a navy deployed fleet adorned with the mark of the Kraken Hunter. A battle of legendary proportions awaits, where fortunes are won by those who seize the opportunity. I've fought those before. Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay. This other page here. Out in 60 seconds. Nice. Okay. All right. Good night, Miranda. We're about to be ending it. I guess it was like I was gonna do this woodwork, and, like after I repair the ship, this halfway, I will wrap it up. All right. Very good conversation tonight, chat. All right. All right, Rita. Good night to you. See you soon as well. Thank you for coming. All right. Now let's go to the end screen right here. All right, everybody. So we had a we had a good stream tonight. I want to thank you all for being here and hanging out with us. We talked about a lot of interesting topics and celebrated Charlie's birthday and Tom's birthday. So everybody have a good evening. And Lori said, all that talk about childbirth, I think my PTSD heightened. No. Oh no, Lori. Scared. We'll bring you over to the therapy center in the spaceship to get you taken care of. Oh, you're welcome, Rita. You're welcome, Rita and Lori. Okay. Yeah. So Zero has all that set up. He set it up last week. We'll just have you go down the elevator and you'll go to the alien doctors to assist you with that. Okay. So, everybody, thank you all so much for coming, and peace. I'll get this right. Okay. There we go. All right.